Welcome everyone to the United Falling Podcast, the podcast where we talk about anything and every one we want. I'm your host for today, Jason, and who else do we have?
This
This
is
is
Andrew.
Steven. Okay, do it again. Andrew.
You won again. It's fine. Just keep going.
Okay.
All right, today's topic is bordering into as Steven said, the daytime drama talk show subject matter. But I was just curious to hear what y'all had to say about this. And the topic is meaningful quotes or anything that anyone else has said to you that really changed your life. So yeah, like anyone want to start off with something profound or not?
I have a bunch of quotes, but I'm not gonna do them all. I would like to start with just one that my father said. He's like, if you're gonna start something, you better finish it.
Was he about to fight you or something?
Yeah, that's
That's
how
what
it
it sounds
sounds
like.
No, I think it was just like maybe I was a quitter.
Are you a quitter?
I don't know. Like I to be honest, I don't remember what it was about. I just remember it impacted me a lot. And from that point on, whenever I started something, I always tried to finish it, whether it was whether it
When you
was
get tried, it's either you
well,
do or do not do, man.
yeah, that's true. I completed them
All right.
mostly.
Most of it you didn't.
No, I mean there's just some things you like I haven't had the chance to finish. Like it's kind
Like
of like a lifelong endeavor kind of thing.
what haven't you been able to finish because it's going to take your entire life to do?
Like raise my child.
Once it's like 18, like you're done.
But
You got 18 more years, man.
I'm
that's
pretty sure you guys have heard something like that before, right? Like from your
No,
parents? Oh,
never.
well,
okay.
going back to like raising your kid. I don't think that's something you'll ever feel like you've 100% done.
Yeah.
Because isn't that something like you're always like, even if they turn out really good, you're like, oh man, I should have gone back and taught them this or told them that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
I
would
don't
agree.
know if that's a good example. So do you know how old you were when your dad told you that?
Um
Your teens, like
I think it
preteens?
would be teens.
Hmm.
Yeah, it had to be teens. But yeah, my dad is all about if you're gonna start something, you better finish it and you better do it to the best of your ability. So yeah,
I
from that when he told me that, after that, I always did that. Like if we put on an event, Jason, you know this. If we put on an event, we would put on like the best to our ability, right?
yeah.
And we would take it from 0 to 100. And I think the only thing I never was able to achieve, and hopefully maybe one day I will, is probably just make a short film that I really enjoyed, and probably write something I really enjoyed, and direct something I really enjoyed in the future. I just kind of put that to the side. But yeah, I think that would be something that is one of the things that I wish I started and completed.
Why do you think those specific words stuck with you? It like compared to all the other things your father's said to you.
um, I don't know. You know what? It might have just been something that I had been going through during that time. You know, I think when he told me I was getting ready to submit for colleges, maybe I think it might have been around that time, and just like if you're gonna start it, you better finish it, and don't give up. It was kind of like that. So I think it was around that
Got it.
period.
Yeah, makes sense. Like a pretty stressful period.
Yeah, and you don't know if you're gonna get into the school of your choice. It doesn't matter. You just do it. You have to, right?
Did you get into the school of your choice, Steven?
No.
What was the school of your choice?
I actually applied for USC, and I got an interview,
Oh, nice.
and it was after the interview I was axed. So
It's okay. I didn't get past my interview as well for Harvard.
Oh,
You actually
did you
applied?
you apply
Yeah,
for
I
Harvard?
applied. Yeah, I
Really?
applied, and I got an interview and all that stuff. But I guess they gave the spot to Jason's sister. So
Hey,
No
my
names.
sister was yeah. She was like top of the class, so
dude,
yeah.
she was
Makes
smart.
sense.
So like, I
Yeah.
don't mind
Okay,
losing to her.
am I allowed to like talk about this story real quick?
What story?
Like
Just
the fact
just
that we had two valedictorians that year and it pissed everyone off.
yeah, I don't really remember all the details.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
Um but anyways, yeah, what about you guys?
Andrew, I can go if you don't want to.
Oh, I can go. So I guess mine's similar to yours, Steven. My dad told me when I was like in high school, because like uh, I was bored studying. Like I hated studying. Studying
Oh.
sucked. And he would always tell me like to master something, you can't just memorize it. You have to learn how to manipulate it. Like that's what
No.
he would always tell me. And like I didn't understand that for like the longest time because I was like, I memorized everything I had to in high school
Yeah.
and I got straight A's. You know, I was like, all right, whatever. And then when I got to college, I started to realize like what he meant is like it like you can memorize all the numbers and words and stuff that you want, but if you can't use it in a way that's like able to like show that you have mastery over it, then it's kind of pointless to memorize like everything, right? And so that's something that I actually taught my students when I was a teacher for a while. Is like you have to learn how to master a subject by learning how to manipulate things. So like I was teaching speech, right? So I would teach them all these theories and stuff about speech and interpersonal communication, and all my questions were designed on how you would use that. And so they got pissed at me because they're like, "This absolutely sucks," right? Because like, why is this speech class so hard? And the class wasn't that hard, right? If you just like showed up and did everything I asked you, you get a B, right?
Right.
That's fine.
Wow.
But then like if you showed up and you did just a little bit more, you would get an A, right? So almost everyone got a B in the class, and then
Mm.
like those that like put some effort in got an A, and the people that put in an A were happy that they got their A and they actually earned it. I actually had one student return like a year or two later and actually like thanked me for like how I ran my class
Mm.
because she told me like that was the first time I realized actually how to study and like how to actually do well. And she went on to like like transfer out of the community college that I was working at and like go to an actual university, and she did well for herself. So
That's
Hmm.
yeah,
cool.
it's something that my dad taught me, and I apparently passed it on to other people, and hope I can pass on to my kid as well one day.
Are you going to raise your kid like with that principle?
Yeah, that's the principle. I hope that
Like
my
with
child will
chopsticks, like to master it, you must manipulate these two sticks.
pretty much like you need to feed yourself. As soon as my
Yeah.
child turns 2, it's chopsticks. No more spoons, no more forks, none of that crap. You're gonna eat soup. You eat soup with chopsticks,
My God, you're going to be like to master the chopstick, you must be one with the chopstick or
pretty much.
two with the chopstick.
So actually,
No,
like chopsticks is like really important. Apparently,
yeah.
like how you hold them. Like, did y'all ever get like in trouble for not holding your chopsticks right?
No, I just
No.
I
yeah.
did. Like, I got in trouble like a lot for not doing like proper chopstick technique.
So
And
let me cut in really quick. So I'm pretty sure I do it wrong, and I've always done it wrong because
Oh, 100%.
I
Me too.
yeah. So when I hold them, I manipulate the bottom ones, so it kind of goes like this.
yeah,
Whereas
Yeah.
like the chopstick wrappers always show you how to do it.
Yeah.
yeah,
They always say you move the top one, which I
Yeah.
don't do. Is that the
that's
proper way?
that's what I do.
Well,
Oh,
I like
So,
mine
like,
better because if you manipulate the bottom, you sacrifice some like dexterity, but you get more brute force.
did you use brute force while you're eating?
Well,
let me
sometimes
cut in real quick.
yeah,
Do you crisscross?
yeah.
No,
Yes, I
that's
do.
that's
You do,
improper
right?
technique.
Yeah,
Actually, Jason, I lived with you for so long. I know how you do your chopsticks. I'm the
yeah.
opposite, and I still can't get like that last piece of rice.
Oh, really?
But you can, right?
Yeah, you just yeah, you just like hold them so they're like not quite touching, and you just like scrape it up.
No,
You just
no, no, no.
do
I'm
it.
talking about like catch it, like hold it.
Oh, grasp it? Yeah, I can
Yeah.
grasp it.
Oh,
I
okay,
feel like I
okay.
feel like I can. Like I feel like I don't. I mean, I'm used to it, but I just know it's the wrong thing to do.
I feel like I feel like yeah, my parents didn't really care. I don't about how I held my chopsticks. And then recently my dad was watching me use my chopsticks and he was like, "What are you doing? That's so bad." I was like,
Good job.
"Yeah, Dad, you didn't even teach me how to ride a bike. I had to learn that from my friend in high school."
Do you
So
still
yeah.
remember how?
Yeah, I know how to remember. Yeah, I remember how to ride a bike. Yeah.
You don't remember to ride a bike? Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
yeah, cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll go. So one quote that I remember is actually from this book. And I still haven't actually finished this book. It's called "The Darkness That Comes Before" by R. Scott Bakker. I just picked it up because the cover looked cool and kind of emo.
Okay.
It's like one of those books where it's just so dense. It's not easy to read, you
Okay.
know. But I'm
Yeah.
like, it looks interesting and it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So I think I've only I don't even think I'm 50 pages in, but there's like this one quote in here. It's on page 13, so like it's within reach for me.
Okay.
And this is how it goes. And this is like the main character talking to someone else. No soul moves alone through the world. Our every thought stems from the thought of others. Our every word is but a repetition of words spoken before. Every time we listen, we allow the movements of another soul to carry our own. So I'm like, oh, that's a pretty flowery way to kind of describe like how we kind of are affected by everyone. And if you think about it, like it's pretty cool how like we're like every word we speak is not new. Like we're just composing it in ways that we've learned from imitating others.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we're like a aggregation of like everyone we've ever met. So I'm
So
like, yeah, it's like kind of a cool. Like I think I was somewhere in high school when I first read this.
You know
Um,
where I heard that concept before?
where?
where?
Bible.
Okay, all right.
Like Ecclesiastes is pretty much like that.
Yeah.
That's where like that phrase "nothing new under there's nothing new under the sun."
Yeah.
Wait, is
But I
that
mean,
quote
I think your
from?
quote though is a lot more like flowery and like poetic about it instead of
Yeah,
like "there's nothing new under the sun." So it sounds a lot cooler actually.
yeah. So
Vanity.
But I think
yeah,
it's like a big like philosophical topic that a lot of people kind of wrestle with, right?
yeah. It's like yeah, because like there's a we all use the same alphabet in English, right? Like
Yeah.
it's they're constructs that other people have created, and we're just borrowing because it's really time consuming to come up with your own language, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Unless
all
you're
about like
Tolkien.
yeah, well, Tolkien's it's an edge case.
Hey,
Um,
Jason.
yeah,
So I got a question for you. Like, what is it about this book that you're not able to get past like the first 50 pages?
I don't know. I guess this is a combination of bad luck and just the way it's written. Like that quote is actually one of the more digestible parts.
Oh,
So like
but
the rest of the book
what kind
is
of genre is it?
it's like fantasy, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, the author is like a philosopher, and he's
yeah.
like a student of
So he has like
Buddhism.
a BA in English language and literature, MA in theory and criticism, has a
Oh,
Yeah, I
PhD
can
at
imagine
Vanderbilt.
this guy's
Yeah,
books would be really dense.
yeah.
yeah.
So like I've had this book since early high school. So yeah, it's. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna finish it.
That should you should listen to Steven's dad. Yeah, you should finish what you start,
Yeah,
That's true.
finish what you start.
and then
I
you should
still have
listen
the
to Steven and like make it your lifelong mission to finish this book. So as soon as you read the last word on the page, you die.
okay. Then I'll never read the book and I'll live forever.
Hey, yeah.
Or you
Good
die
movie
failed.
idea.
I
Huh?
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be like Dorian Gray kind of, right? Like just don't look at your portrait and you'll never die, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, because a portrait is what's aging so that he can stay young or something like that.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of pop culture quotes if you want to hear them real quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So, this is one that might get people might be cancelable. Hold on. Okay, so this is from one of my favorite movies called The Godfather. And the quote goes, "Women and children can be careless, but not men." So I definitely think that that is a cancelable quote nowadays, but in the 70s and in the mafia world, it definitely probably held sway.
I
Then why are
mean,
you so careless?
I'm still a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just talked about your graying hair and how you're like, I'm still a
No, I
child.
know, yeah. But
which
like
character said that again?
so it's Don Vito Corleone. Have you guys seen this movie?
I
Yeah,
have
of
not
course.
actually seen The Godfather.
Okay, this movie is one of my all-time favorites. You guys know this. I put it on the top 10, but it just has these gems, right? And one of the problems with the film is that, there aren't that many strong female characters other than Kay, and most of the work is done through these powerful men. So it's definitely a period thing, right? Because if you said this now in a business sense, you would definitely be canceled. I think another one that I really like is keep your friends close but keep your enemies closer. Like
Is
really
that from
under huh?
Godfather? Is that
Yeah,
from
this
the?
from Godfather. Huh?
That was like the original.
I don't know if it's the original, but like it's one of the most famous quotes from the movie.
Huh. I thought it was the quote stretched back further than The Godfather.
It might have because like so The Godfather was made in the 70s, probably 72, 73, and then but the time period it's exploring is like the 20s and the 30s. So, I'm not really sure where the original quote came from, but it was definitely made famous in The Godfather.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And And I don't know, man. There's a lot of gems in in the Godfather.
What
There,
about
there's also,
what about
huh?
I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
I would say that quote, but like that is the definitive. Like everyone knows that quote. Wait, Andrew, you don't have like a church, like a Bible one?
No? I came with one quote because that's what I thought the assignment was.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I actually have a kind of not really biblical quote. It sounds like it's from the Bible, but it's not. It's the Serenity Prayer by Reinhold Niebuhr. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
it's
say
the
his
AA
last.
one.
Okay, read it all.
Okay. It's God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Okay, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty
And
popular quote, but yeah, it was pretty formative back in the day, like high school, college days.
didn't you have that on a lighter?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I remember it. That
Yeah,
lighter was cool, and you were learning all these tricks with it.
yeah, I still know one. I think I still have that lighter somewhere.
So, what do you think made it like stand out to you?
I don't know. It's just like written in a way that just makes me ponder it, and just everything made sense, even though I wasn't religious.
Hmm.
Um, like I just sort of immediately understood like the gist of the quote. Yeah, and then as I saw it, I immediately remembered all of those situations in the past that thinking those words would have helped me.
Well, I guess the quote isn't about changing; it's about accepting yourself, right?
Well, it's about knowing what you can change and what you can't, because like it's very hard because as men in general, right? In
Yeah.
general, men tend to be fixers. When someone tells a problem, we immediately jump to solutions, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, as we all know, that might not be the desired outcome.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just one example where this quote really makes sense. No Batman quotes?
No, but I have more movie quotes though.
Okay. Hit me.
All right. Have you guys
Give me
seen
the movie
Heat?
quote.
I love this movie.
No, I
I
haven't seen
think
it
I
yet.
saw it once.
Okay. Well, Jason, you were my roommate, so I probably forced you to
You
watch
probably
it at one
dragged me out
point.
to watch it all.
I remember, but I
But
don't remember any of the dialogue.
okay, so Heat is about like this bank robber versus this cop, and it's Robert De Niro versus Al Pacino, basically. And so one of the thief has this mantra that he goes with, and it's a guy told me one time, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner. Now if you're on me and you got to move when I move, how do you expect to keep a marriage? So the whole concept is I always thought this was cool. Don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner, because this quote makes no sense. You know what I mean? Like we have so much that we cannot walk out on, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're this criminal, like if all you're living for is the next score, like this is their like in at least in this movie, this is their mantra, you know? So I always thought it was really interesting how could you let go of something so easily unless you just have no connection to anything, right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I just remembered, like, not really a quote, but a movie scene that I really liked from
Okay.
Ronin. Y'all remember that? Have you,
Oh, yeah.
Another one of
remember,
Steven's favorite movies.
it's not one of your favorites, is it?
Oh, it's up there. I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when Sean Bean's character just presents like this pretty god awful plan, and what's his face is like basically cornering him and spills coffee on him, and
Yeah.
he's like that strategy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh no, he's like I just beat you. I just like defeated you over a cup of coffee.
yeah, something like that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty boss.
Yeah, that's a really cool scene. Andrew, you have anything?
Quotes? No.
It's something like someone did or said that really affected you. Like it doesn't have to be a quote. It can be like a simple statement, but like the meaning, like or the impact really stuck with you.
I
Andrew.
don't know. I don't
Didn't
really
you
listen to other
didn't you
people.
really like that Tolkien quote? Like, not all that glitters is gold or something.
Uh,
Is that a Tolkien quote?
no, it's not all who. Yeah, that is a Tolkien quote, but is the first part of that, which is not all who wander are lost, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool quote.
Weren't you gonna get a tattoo of that?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and
On
then
your
I gave up.
dick?
Yes,
How many words can you get on that on there?
I'll probably get like one or two.
Yeah, maybe like size 2 font. Wait,
Yeah,
So
wait.
no, I
Say the
mean,
quote one more time though. Sorry.
not all who wander are lost.
what's isn't there another part of the quote?
Yeah, and the other part is all that is gold does not glitter.
So what do you think that means and why do you like it so much?
I liked it at the time mostly because like I was a wanderer. Like, I was constantly moving, traveling, things like that, and like that just felt like my life, right? Like I didn't have a place that I really felt anchored to or anything at that time. I was
Mm,
just kind of wandering through life and
But you weren't
not sort of
lost.
lost, but just kind of just a traveler.
yeah.
Now like married with a kid, like that's not my life anymore. Like I'm pretty anchored and grounded where I am, and I can't just pick up and go whenever or move every year like I used to. So it's just the quote doesn't mean as much to me anymore.
Hmm.
Does, well, what if the quote's not necessarily referring to like physical wandering.
I mean, even now, it's like I can't wander in thought or like career because remember I used to have like a ton of jobs. Like I've
Mhm.
had a lot of different jobs throughout my life, but like I have to have that stability. I'm not able to like just wander and kind of explore the world as much. Like I feel like in my younger years, like that's what I was meant to do and like figure things out and learn a lot. So that now that I'm anchored, I can pass that on to like my child and like help my wife with whatever she's going through because I've kind of gone through a lot of different other things, you know.
Do you ever
So
miss that stage of your life?
I do. I really do. I really wish I could travel even now. Like I have a lot of friends that are off traveling or making plans to like go around the world. And I still, I still never been to Europe. Like I want to go, but now I guess that travel will include like my family with me.
Yeah, it's very doable.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that quote will find meaning with me like later on down the road, but not
I
right
mean,
now.
even if it doesn't apply to you now, it always it's like a good reminder of everything you've been through. It's like
That
a
is
it
true.
like sums up an important stage of your life, and it
Yeah. Like
basically made you who you are.
pretty much. Like
Yeah.
the other day, I was watching my friend's Instagram live stream. Right. He and I were buddies. We met back in Korea, and it was just cool to just hear him just kind of vibing and talking. Um, just like the way he is, he just likes to just do like just stream like the words and thoughts that are in his head. So he's like always talking. But it got me really nostalgic of like when I lived in Korea and like he and I would like travel around. Like we went to Shanghai together, him and I and a few other friends, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I
I
just kind
think
of miss that stuff.
I remember a story that you told us about what happened in Shanghai.
Oh, there's a lot of things that happen in Shanghai, and what happens in Shanghai stays in Shanghai.
Okay, we won't bring that up. Hey, Andrew, I do have a question for you. Like, when we were in college, you're super artistic, great painter. You played the drums. You directed a couple shorts as
Yeah,
well. Or is there anything during that time that you wanted to accomplish that you hope to accomplish in the future? Like something that you weren't able to do yet that you've wanted to do? And if so, what is it?
I still want to write a kid's book, and
Really?
especially more so now that I have a kid. Because for me,
Yeah.
like I've always had like a really weird and vivid imagination,
Yeah.
and so like that's where like, we used to all write together, and that's where all that would come from. And like
Yeah.
it would frustrate the crap out of y'all because I would be very rigid with my writing. Like I didn't want to make changes and things like that because in my head, like it was already like I'd already seen it played out, right?
Right.
And like it was already like all there. Like even just when we were throwing around ideas, like my head would already come up with a world, these characters, and this dialogue. And so that's why I got like really rigid when I was younger. Is like, but it's already there. Like I can just tell you everything, you know.
Yeah.
So what's
But huh?
what's stopping you from just whipping out a canvas and doodling?
Just don't have time or energy anymore. Like working, trying to keep up with a kid, like it's just I don't have the time or energy. And then when I do have time, like I don't have the motivation right now. Like I'd rather just kind of catch up on things that I'm missing out on right now, you know?
Like horror movies?
Yeah, like horror like I still need to get through Cabinet of Curiosities. Like I've only seen the first 3.
Hey,
And I'm
you're further than me. I've only seen the first one.
and then there's all these other movies I want to watch too. And I'm like, Halloween is tomorrow, and I have not done really any Halloween stuff.
It's okay. Halloween lives in your heart. So as long as you believe, it was always Halloween around you.
That's why we that's why we have trunk or treat. We cannot like put the demons above Jesus.
Okay. Like that Amazon Prime movie that just came out, Run Darling or something like that.
Huh?
Hey, have you guys seen like X and Pearl?
I've seen
I have
X,
not.
haven't seen Pearl.
So
Like
are those
that's
any
on the list too.
huh?
Those are on the list to watch as well.
Are those good though? Like is X
I don't think you'll like them. They're I mean, you have to be
Is
like
it
a
me
messed
or
up
Steven?
person. Steven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. X is like a pretty solid slasher. I enjoyed it.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'd probably like it then.
But like, yeah, Steven, like I don't know what you really look for in movies. Actually, Steven, you might like parts of it.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean the whole plot of it is centered around something that you would enjoy.
Yeah,
So
so you would
oh,
enjoy it,
porn.
but as a movie, I don't know if you would appreciate it. But you might, yeah. So if you're interested, check it out. Speaking of which, I just saw Terrifier 2 today.
what'd you think of it?
Was it good?
Um, I thought it was like maybe 30 minutes longer than it should have been,
Okay, how
but
was the gore?
oh, it was yeah, it'll if you go there for like slasher gore, like you will get that and much more.
Yeah, like I was reading an article where people were like literally throwing up in the theaters.
I mean, I don't know about that, but it's yeah, there's some pretty gruesome scenes.
Cool.
Like you
Like
will
I still need to
appreciate.
watch Nope. I haven't seen Nope. And then that Amazon Prime one is called Run Sweetheart Run.
What's that one?
Oh,
So like this girl goes, she's like a client for some rich guy, and it turns out like the rich guy is like hunting her. Like
Huh?
she's like, I guess she's like an escort or something, right? And so she thinks, oh, I'm gonna like sleep with this rich guy, and then it turns out that he wants to hunt her, and
is
Oh, like
so
this
that. Kind of like that book, the most dangerous game,
yeah, something
right?
like that.
Okay.
is it a comedy slasher?
Uh, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's not like a comedy, but
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
there are funny elements in it.
I have one more quote.
What is it?
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
This one's kind of long. Have you guys seen The Hustler? Not the magazine.
No.
Who's in it
Okay,
again? I might
The
have.
Hustler.
Yeah.
It's
Who's in
about
it?
pool sharks, like gambling
Oh, is
pool.
it Paul
It's
Newman?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. I remember. I see like bits and pieces of it, but I never sat down and watched it.
Okay, so it's a really great movie. So here's the quote. Um, I could have beat that guy. I could have beat that guy. Could have beat him cold. He never would have known. But I just had to show him. Just had to show those creeps and those punks what the game is like when it's great. When it's really great. Like anything can be great. Anything can be great. I don't care. Bricklaying can be great if a guy knows. If he knows what he's doing and why, and if he can make it come off. When I'm going, I mean, when I'm really going, I feel like a jockey must feel. And it goes on, but basically it's just like if you're really good at your job and if you know what you're really doing, and so it kind of piggybacks off of what Andrew's dad sort of said, just like really know what you're doing, get to the essence of it, and you'll find like this joy to it, and you're just gonna have to express that joy. So I really like, yeah, I really like that quote, really love the movie, and I think I'm done with quotes, guys.
Okay.
Did that quote kind of inspire you to get really good at something?
To be honest, it did for a time. Now, I think a lot of people uh, get me wrong a lot of times. Like, I'm not actually a super talkative person, but I'm a good performer. And
Oh,
I
I don't think you're a super talkative person. I just think you're a super loud person.
okay, yeah, that's a really good point. Okay, so I'm super loud, but I like to perform. So anytime I perform anything, this is the quote that like really gets me going. And then on top of that, like, I normally pray before a performance and I definitely get a lot more uplift from that too. So it really, but I don't really think about the quote, I just remember the movie, how great it was and how great that particular performance is. And then and for some reason this quote popped out cuz I always remember this quote, but I don't really know why, and I guess that's why. Like it kind of reminds me of how it feels when I perform.
So when you pray before your performance, do you say anything specific, or is it just like a general wordless prayer?
No, I say specifics like Dear Lord, help me tonight. The most specific thing I always mention is, Dear Lord, please don't let me poo in my pants like during
I
this.
I think that
You
is a
still do that?
that's a prayer all guys say pretty often.
Yeah,
Not
right.
I
in
know
your
I say
pants?
it. I'm not religious,
You
but I
don't?
still say it.
You don't have like loose rectums or something?
No, it's just I
You know?
think I have a little bit irritable bowel syndrome. Like whenever I'm about to perform or give a presentation, I always really have to like I have to take a big dump before,
Yeah.
and then still I still get like I still get like the butterflies. So
Andrew, that doesn't happen to you? Like when I try not to be nervous, but I still my body still like feels those effects, and that's definitely like one of those effects is like, oh, maybe I need to empty my bowels,
Really?
which
yeah,
it does
I
help,
never get that feeling.
huh?
really. So
Yeah.
like when you're drumming, right? When you're about to drum, you never had that feeling?
Mm-mm. Never.
Well, how like have you ever performed like in front of a huge crowd
Yeah, of course.
and you don't get nervous and you don't
I mean,
get
I
that
get
like
nervous, but I don't have that
sinking?
like poop feeling.
Well, it's not like a specific poop feeling, but it's like a kind of like a sinking. Like your heart's speeding up, your like hands are clammy, your like stomach's
Yeah,
sinking, feels like
I
a
mean,
pit,
I've gotten like clammy hands.
yeah.
I've like, yeah, that's about it.
huh?
I don't think you have like any kind of irritable bowel or anything, right?
No, like I don't have any of that,
Well, I
thankfully.
don't either, but like for some reason, I feel compelled to do that because like
Before,
no,
Maybe you
yeah,
pooped
because
yourself
like
when you were a child.
it makes me feel ready, like it's like one less thing I have to worry about.
you know what it also is? Like I always poo before a performance presentation because it also makes me feel light on my feet, especially if we're dancing.
Oh, and one other thing, like the act of just squatting on the toilet for a little bit, it's kind of like a ritual and prayer in of itself, Like
Exactly.
it's like a calming, mind focusing ritual.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
I me and Jason are totally on the same page. I feel like Andrew, you might have this super overconfidence in your ability, which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not that. Like definitely get nervous if I have to do something in front of a bunch of people. But
Yeah.
like that poop feeling is not one of the things that happens with it.
Hmm.
I gotcha.
What about so you've never prayed to not shit your pants like when you're
On
like
a date?
well when you're kind of like stuck out in public, you just had something to eat and you're like, man, I hope this like kind of stays put until tomorrow. Don't you
No,
ever like don't you ever like kind of worry about situations like that?
not really. I'm like I'm pretty solid with my poops, man. Like I have good control over my butt.
Really? Because like with me, and I'm sure with plenty of people, like when it's ready, it's ready. Like I don't really control it. It just controls it.
Yeah.
It has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I don't poop as much as y'all do either. Because like talking to Thomas, he's like, "You only poop once a day," and I was like, "Yeah, I only poop once a day."
Well, yeah, that's me too. Like once a day, but when it comes, like it's gonna come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I basically have like a window of time that I must fulfill, and then I don't have control over that window.
really. See,
Oh.
like I can push the window back at least twice.
Oh.
Well, like how big's the interval?
Hours.
Oh, that's
Wow.
pretty good. Yeah, I
Like
So
don't know
you
if I
can
can do
hold
that.
it.
really go like I can hold it for like a few hours. Like as long as I get past like the wave of needing to, it'll like subside for like a few hours, and then it'll come back even stronger.
Yeah, it'll recirculate, right?
Yeah,
Kind of like your farts.
but
How did
like
we
Yeah.
start talking
if I
about?
like delay it, and then like okay, then I'm ready. Like and the wave hasn't returned. I can't do it.
How did
Yeah.
we start talking about?
Well, I was saying about the prayer, right? I mean,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, we got to the poop. Oh, I do have a Batman quote. I even pulled out the comic book.
all right. Hit us with it.
Okay, so you know what's crazy? this okay, so I'm gonna intro this book. It's Batman, written by Tom King, Volume 8, called Cold Days. And this is a really interesting Batman story because basically Tom King led Batman up to a wedding with Catwoman, and then had Catwoman leave him, and then this is his downward slope. Like Batman is kind of broken, like he's lost direction. And there's actually a Bible quote. They use a Bible quote, and this Bible quote is Job chapter 1 verse 20 to 21. And it's then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head. He fell down upon the ground and worshipped. He said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And I was just like, how can you put a Bible quote in a Batman comic? I love this writer. And so when I got baptized, finally, I got baptized November 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I used that quote, and it's number one, it's a Bible quote, and number two, it's from a Batman comic. So I was like, this is awesome.
But were you also naked when you got baptized so that it would fit the quote?
No, because it was in front of a lot of people.
You're fine. You've got confidence. You're a performer. Remember, you got to perform.
You know
You know,
what though? I will say, I did pray that I would not poop in the pool.
I should hope
that is
so.
that's a valid prayer.
I agree.
One more thing, not really a quote, but like
Yeah.
seeing this the first time when I was younger really affected me. So you all remember, uh, for me, I think it was like Lunchables, but you remember like walking around the grocery store and you see these labels that say shit like now made with real cheese.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
includes real chicken. I'm like, wait, so before this it was all like bullshit cheese. I'm like, why would you write that on your labels? And that just like really that kind of opened my eyes like how shitty like kids eat because Lunchables for kids like that was the coolest thing to eat back when we were in
Yeah.
school. And I'm like, well, so what was in those like little cheese slices? Like, what the hell was it? That was just something that I randomly remembered that kind of stuck with me.
I think that's a really great point, man. Because I always wanted Lunchables, but my mom never bought them for me.
Yeah.
Were you the same? Like you never got Lunchables?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think eventually got my hands on one. I was kind of disappointed. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like neither good nor is it enough food for me.
I only got Lunchables on field trips because like my
Oh,
mom didn't want to like make a sandwich and stuff because that we didn't eat that stuff at home anyways. So I
yeah.
would get a Lunchable for like field trips and stuff. Like we'd go to the Fort Worth Zoo, and I would get a Lunchable.
That's okay. Hold on. When you got the Lunchable, was it the crackers with the cheese with the ham, or did any of y'all get the pizza one?
I had the pizza one a few times.
How
I
was
think
the
I
pizza
tried
one?
the pizza one.
It's weird because it's cold. It doesn't
Yeah, you
taste
have
good
to.
because it's cold.
It also depends on how you make it. Like,
Yeah.
because you have to like basically put it all on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, well, you have to like evenly distribute the sauce and like sprinkle cheese on it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So
You remember that quote about the chicken in the sea from Jessica Simpson? And she's all like, "I don't get it. Do chickens swim in the sea or
wait, is this
something
from
like that?"
a movie or what?
No, she said it in real life, like on
Oh,
her TV show.
Yeah. Dude, I got to tell you, man, like those packages with the what is that? The tuna can?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you
Starkiss.
get the mayo, the relish and the crackers. Dude, those are
Yeah,
so good.
I really like those. Thinking of
Really?
which, we're out, so I need to get more.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
yeah, we I need to get more as a
For
snack
who?
for us.
For him
I
and the
thought you said
cat.
you didn't like it.
I never said that, did I?
He likes that one. He doesn't like the Lunchable one that
No, no,
takes
I'll still eat
cheese.
a Lunchable. I was just thinking like how funny it was that they're advertising like they're now using a real product instead of something fake. They're implying like, yeah, up
Yeah.
until now, like we've been using some cheese bullshit that's not real cheese.
You've been
We're
spewing it all
sorry,
over.
like now it's real. And I
Yeah.
think I still see that sometimes out and about, um like 100% real chicken or like some stuff that you would not expect them to brag about. It's just kind of
Yeah.
sad, bro.
Yeah.
Anything to get ahead, man. Anything to get ahead.
I have one more quote, but I'm like tired of saying quotes.
What is it from?
Yeah, what's your last one?
It's on the waterfront.
Okay.
It's the I could have been a contender speech.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it's basically like he's blaming his brother because the fight was fixed and it was fixed against him. And then, dude, if you had been with me and you had supported me, I would have won. I wouldn't be a loser right now. Basically, that's what it is.
Well,
But
it's
yeah,
kind of like that's kind of offloading the blame.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But what comes down to it is the performance is so good.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you do it for real for us?
Yeah.
Dude,
Perform for us and do your prayer.
Yeah, come on, monkey, do your tricks.
wait, do what prayer?
Your pre-performance prayer.
Yeah, pray
Oh,
that you won't
dude, the
poop,
prayer
and then
is
do your.
simple. It's just like, dear Lord, please help me not mess up. Please help me get all the right moves. Please help all my teammates, and please don't let me poo my pants. Amen. It's that simple. It's that quick, and I'm normally doing it in the toilet before I go on.
That's gross. Didn't need
Yeah,
to know that.
yeah. I find it interesting how we got to poo all of a sudden, but yeah, it makes
I
sense.
think it all. Everything comes down to who, man. Everything comes
Yep.
down to who.
But
Cool.
yeah,
Well, that was pretty fun. Kind of wish Thomas was here because I'm very curious on his formative years and his things that affected him. But that'll be a topic for another day.
Yeah, we'll just repeat this one next week when he hosts.
I feel like we should do like an origin story, how we met each other kind of episode.
I don't remember. I just remember hearing some loud noise, and it was you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I remember. Didn't I meet you in orchestra?
Actually, we met in orchestra, but we didn't really get close till senior year. And do you remember why?
Didn't we have some class together, like
Nope.
some gym class?
Nope. Oh yeah, we did do that. We did do that in junior year.
Yeah, you were all
But
into Bruce Lee, so you're like showing me all the stuff that he did.
yeah, and that's when I found out you did martial arts, and I had you do the spear dance in senior year.
Ah, okay.
And you performed that like a couple of things.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's how I knew, okay, this guy's got balls. He'll perform. So let's get him to perform like a lot more.
Well, I was also praying not to shit my pants when I was doing this stuff.
I was too. I was too.
Praying for me,
I
like, dear
remember.
Lord, don't make him shit his pants.
No. Yeah, that, and I was praying for me. Don't shit my pants because I'm nervous. So we
Yeah,
good?
yeah. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to join us for the next episode. We'll have a lot more nice, interesting, maybe poop related topics to talk about.
Maybe it's like a given, man.
Definitely.
Always.
Especially if Thomas is actually the one leading. So
Oh boy.
it all comes down to poo.
I don't know. It might come down to crypto.
Poo and crypto. The next big crypto will be called poo.
How is there like no poo coin
That's what I'm saying.
or like
Dude, who's going to
token?
create it?
I don't know.
We'll get
You
Thomas.
do it.
Me?
Yeah, because Jason can create a blockchain like that.
No, you just
Oh,
hop onto the Ethereum network and call it something, and limit it to like, I don't know, 69 tokens or something.
no, Andrew, make a poo NFT called
Okay.
like poo in this cup.
It'd be really cool, like if ratemypoo.com turned all of their top Hall of Famers into NFTs.
I'm sure someone's already trying to do that or has done that.
Yeah.
When was the last time you actually went on that website?
I'm not, man. Like, I've never like I watched Terrifier 2. I did not gag once or even come close. I go to that site for 5 seconds. I'm like, I'm like dry heaving already.
Yeah, I remember those days. Call it a night?
Yeah, didn't we
Yeah,
already do an outro?
No, I don't
we
think we
did,
did.
and then we got into a tangent.
Oh,
Oh, okay. We said bye? I don't remember saying bye.
thought we did.
Yeah, we
Oh, you
did.
do it one more time.
Do what?
Bye.
Which part?
An
Bye.
outro.
Oh,
See ya.
damn it! You do it.
No, no, no. You have to do it. You started it.
Thanks for joining United Falling. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.